Today, actually tonight, I want to take you on a special tour, a scorpion tour. Most of my videos are about history and travel tips, and I haven't yet made a single video about nature. And why is that? Because I don't know much about it. I'm ashamed to admit it, since as a tour guide, I really should. So in order to learn a little bit more, I'm going to a scorpion tour, a tour led by Noam, a friend and a fellow tour guide. He starts his tour next to a pub in Mitzpe, which is always a good place to start a tour. Tours are more interesting after you've drunk a beer. Yalla, let's get into the Mazda and drive to Mitzpe. Mitzpe is located 2 hours drive south of Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. אהלן.
שלום, מה נשמע?
Achla, achla. Hi Noam, great to be here. I wanted to talk to you a bit before the tour because I know that usually you explain during the tour, but I'm not sure how good my camera will be at nighttime, and it's often very windy, so the audio might be not good. So I wanted just a quick talk about scorpions before we start. I will just say that I have a scorpion at home. I brought it with me. It's illegal to have one, but yes, maybe we will need it. You are the expert. I don't know much. I'll tell you what I would say on a tour. Like most animals here in the desert, scorpions, I know that are active at night. Contrary to what most Israelis think, there are more than just two kinds of scorpions, the yellow, which is considered to be more dangerous, and the black that considered to be less dangerous. And something that I heard maybe from you, maybe from my neighbor who is also a tour guide, all the people I know are tour guides, that scorpions with muscular pincers, it's called
Yes, pincers, yes.
pincers, they are the ones that are less dangerous, and those who are skinny, they are the ones that rely on their venom when they sting, and they are the ones that are more dangerous. That's what I would say.
Well, first of all, it's great having you here. Welcome to Mitzpe and this great area. About the scorpions, yeah, that's true. The scorpions, they suffer from an inherent problem of having a really, literally low profile, and also no PR whatsoever. You'll be hard-pressed to find someone speaking positive things about scorpions. Usually the reaction is, "Ugh."
Yeah, I think I said dangerous 5 times or so.
Yeah, well, some scorpions are potentially dangerous. About the 2 points that you've made, it's true that in Israel, the scorpions who were blessed with thick pincers, like this guy that you brought here, very nice scorpion, by the way.
Thank you, I built it myself.
You're a multi-talented person, Oren.
Thanks.
The thick pincered scorpions in Israel are actually not considered dangerous to humans. To beetles, grasshoppers, termites, and the rest of the little gang living along with them under rocks and in the ground. Yes, to them they are the predators, and actually one of the major predators of the night. But for humans, not so. The one most dangerous scorpion in Israel, the Deathstalker, quite a name.
Yeah.
The Deathstalker.
He's the yellow one, right?
He's a yellow one, yes. He's one of the yellow scorpions, and he has very long, very thin pincers. So, in a way, it has some affinity to reality in our case in Israel, but not always. And it wouldn't be a responsible way to determine how dangerous the scorpion's venom is to humans by the pincers. But yeah, it's a kind of very crude rule of thumb. That's one thing. But the other point you've made about the color, yeah, that's true. Many people used to say that's a black scorpion, that's a yellow scorpion. The black ones are okay, but the yellow ones are not that okay. They're the dangerous ones. Well, that's totally untrue. About 24 different species of scorpions in Israel, and you can find yellow ones which are dangerous and yellow ones which are not dangerous. The same thing with the black scorpions. So yeah, they all have their own characteristics and way of being scorpions.
We will wait until it will be dark, and then we will go out to the mountain over there. But we won't use a normal flashlight. We will use a UV flashlight because they really glow. You know why? Why do they glow?
About the stuff that makes them glow under the UV light. There are a few theories. One has it that it is proven that their entire exoskeleton is sensitive to UV light. They are able to know when they are fully hidden under cover from moonlight and thus less exposed to predators. Another theory sees the UV energy being converted to visible light as a means of protecting the scorpion from deadly UV sunlight. You can say as a kind of a sunscreen, as when it just evolved out of the primordial ocean onto land at a time when an ozone layer wasn't yet developed to filter out most of the harmful sun's UV.
Let's go out and see some scorpions.
ועל איך נוסדה מצפה, ההיסטוריה של מצפה, ומלון בראשית. יש מלא דברים קטנים, יש שם תמיד שיחי לענת המדבר שאנחנו מריחים. The first scorpion of the night. You are. Look from far away we can spot it, shining out, fluorescent green yellowish kind of hue. So here we have a butus. It's very easy to see under the illumination of the UV, the anatomy of the scorpion. We can see what looks like, here I'll be pointing with a little twig. We can see how the forward part of what looks like the body and what looks like a tail, which is not actually a tail. It is actually part of the abdomen. They usually get a little bit scared by the UV light. They feel exposed to predators. So relying on their great camouflage, they will remain immobile, hopefully being camouflaged and hoping no predator is going to notice them. Okay. Right here we can see the telson. The telson is the part at the end of the rear of the scorpion that has its stinger and its little factory producing the venom. Here, this roundish little part here.
Mm-hmm. Are there animals that are immune to the venom of the scorpion?
There are animals, I know about mammals who don't really care much if scorpions sting them.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're an invertebrate, you have to be very careful. Sometimes, let's say a scorpion versus a centipede. They are both very strong, very efficient, very famous hunters of the night. But the question is, who's gonna inject who first?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
עוד אחד?
Another one?
When it rains, it pours.
A bigger one?
איזה, איפה?
Where? Cannot see it.
קרבון?
Yeah, it's a different species.
Okay.
A baby.
It's not a baby.
It's not a baby?
It's not a baby. Actually,
Is it a scorpion?
it's not going to grow much bigger. Yeah, it's surprising because it doesn't look like a scorpion.
Okay,
Here is a surprise.
Okay.
We
I didn't see the
usually
tail from here.
Yeah, we usually expect
a scorpion to be yellow, so most of them are yellow actually, at least in Israel, the majority. So let's see it in true light. So this is a black one, but this guy always walks around with his tail folded over his back.
Yeah, I didn't see the tail, so I didn't
Yeah.
think it is a scorpion. Yeah, okay, it's very clear. He's an active one.
Oh yeah, they don't like the UV light. They feel exposed.
Yeah, all of them know that we are watching them.
They
feel the UV light.
they have a kind of a feeler under their body,
Okay.
just under their front abdomen, and it kind of like rakes the ground like that as they advance, and it does two things. One, it feels the vibrations. So as we walk, as we shift our weight, as we stand around the scorpion, it can feel the vibrations. The exoskeleton of a scorpion is actually a kind of a sensor
Okay.
to light, including UV light. So they know when they are hidden under a rock or not hidden enough under a rock, so they can change their position to be less exposed
Okay.
to creatures. Yeah, so except for that, the organ under their body also feels chemicals. So they know which area they're going on, if other scorpions pass there, etc. They can identify their location near their burrow. הופה, כן, גודל יפה. וכן, זה לא הבית שלו, אני שמח לראות. הופה.
This is the
This is the famous Deathstalker.
Deathstalker.
Yeah, the second largest scorpion in Israel, and also belongs to a genus that's considered very dangerous to people. You can say one of the 5 most dangerous to people in the world. So this is definitely not fully grown scorpion from this species. It can, gain a little bit more.
Okay. He's angry right now. He knows that.
He's not angry. He's a very primitive creature. He doesn't have like emotions. He feels a little bit threatened.
Okay.
He knows there are very large animals, potentially predators around him. So he will look for a refuge, for a place to hide. We're not going to help him for the couple minutes that we're here.
He doesn't freeze.
He doesn't freeze. No, it's this guy usually wouldn't freeze.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's large enough so I can show you from with a little twig here. This part here in the back of his tail is his little orifice from which he poops right here. So the food goes here in the front from the mouth, goes through his body, through his intestines, and goes all the way to the end. This is why also what looks like a tail is an abdomen.
Okay,
because
part of the body is not a tail. Okay.
Yes.
So he poops from, can you show it?
Right here, right at the end by the telson.
Okay.
By the Venom factory here in the back. So you probably want to know what color it is. So in Hebrew, the name for the Deathstalker is a yellow stinger. So here's the color.
Opa.
ככה הוא נראה באמת.
Yeah.
רציתי לתפוס אותו.
No. Okay.
ככה נראה באמת.
So a scorpion is not aggressive, it is not attacking, it's not threatening. It tries to survive, and it strikes this pose. You see with the stinger up, and both pincers straight, spread forward, opened as a warning. Don't mess with me. I don't want to hurt you. Don't hurt me. Don't come near. And we're going to respect it. You know, he fell. Oh, look at that. He caught something.
You caught something?
No.
There was some
I'm
kind
not
of
sure.
fly?
But sometimes when, instincts just kick into action, there you go. There you go.
Oh.
It caught a butterfly.
Yeah. Oh, I think I
Look at
missed
that.
it. Yeah.
Some kind of a little
Did it
moth
sting it?
maybe.
Did
No,
it
no,
sting
no. It stings it right now.
Huh?
Yeah, live action, not planned. Now it's gonna carry it somewhere safe where it can
Whoa.
eat it without interruption, without being threatened by predators. Look at that.
Whoa.
Now it holds it with its left pincer, but later it will move it to tiny little pincer-like appendages in its mouth that look like little pincers, but they're actually the eating organs.
Oh, here's another one.
ברח?
Oh, there you see. Now you see that both pincers are free.
ברח.
It's holding it with its little appendages in its mouth. Yeah, so this guy doesn't want to sting humans. It instinctively know that, it knows that we are so big, it has not a lot of chance to survive an encounter.
Can you know if it is a male or a female?
No, for that I will have to grasp it, to grip it, and put it upside down, and look at the exact position of its sex orifice.
Okay, that's it. So we are now back to Berech Pub where we started. Thank you. It was a great tour. I hope that the video will be good enough, though it was dark. And all the details of the tour, Noam's site will be below the video. See you in the next video. Yalla bye.